Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee. And as our second quarry progresses, we can... Whoa, glitch over here. And if you look at our power level, the nuclear reactor is just barely kind of keeping up with the demand, which is all well and good for right now. But what happens when we increase the power needs of our reactor? Because, you know, somebody's going to put some chips in these, or a crescent hammer. Might be me, might not be, who can say? Somebody's going to put a quarry there. Oh, no. So that's going to draw a ton of power. At least it will when it's hooked up. So let's hope that I have enough cable here and that I don't squander it all on the ground, because the ground does not deserve all of our excellent cable. And so what I'm going to do is... Dang it. The ground stealing my cable. Not acceptable. You know, people who steal cable can get in trouble with the cable companies. That is a thing that happens. You can look it up. People really do get in trouble for stealing my cable. So the ground, you best be watching yourself. Okay, so there we go. Even with the ground stealing some of our cable, these friends over here now still are receiving power. And we can turn those on. And they will start powering this quarry. Now, the problem with this quarry over here is that it's got a lot more stuff above the elevation where it's going to have to kind of start destroying things. And that's kind of wasteful because those blocks are just deleted. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, our quarry, our MFSU is now depleting faster. Now it's depleting faster still because I'm stealing some of the power to fill up my advanced lap pack over here. Just because what we are going to do to solve the problem of all the dropped blocks not getting picked up. Not that, I mean, a lot of them are going to be any good, but I mean, we should go find out. We are just going to dump a whole bunch of this extra stuff over here. And this stuff can go in this chest because I'm so very, very organized. Look at how organized I am, guys. I'm an organization fairy. I bring organization to you, even when you don't expect it to happen. There, that's kind of organized, right? You know what else I don't need? That wrench. Bye. Organized time. So there should be a little cube flying around somewhere over here starting to destroy these blocks. Assuming that the quarry is actually working. Which it's hard to tell sometimes. Let me reload the chunks and see if it... Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we can see that the framework is in play. So what I'm going to want to do, actually, is let's go ahead and get about here. And let's start destroying some of these blocks just to make sure there was nothing good in here. I figure this should be set to scatter mode, because I'm an excellent shot with every tool. Oh yeah, we never want to face toward our stuff. And we probably don't want to stand directly on top of it once we take the jetpack off. So let's see, where can we safely, well... Okay, so now we have a bit of a dilemma, because we can't face our own stuff without blowing it up. And without the jetpack, I can't get a good shot at any of this stuff. So we're just gonna, I don't know. Boom, take that, the sky. You have been punished for your transgressions. Being so high and mighty. I've rained up at you with my beautiful light. You have rained down on me with sadness and water. And I have precipitated a great victory against you. As well as this mountain here that's mostly just kind of getting shot like crazy. Because that was fun. Okay, so now I'm completely out of energy and mining laser energy. So let's just put our jetpack back on real quick. And as you can see, there are a lot of entities that spawned here. We are going to need to pick all of those up so the game is not completely lagging for the rest of the session. Because that was excellent planning. But I made my point. My third quarry is set up. The sky has learned not to mess with this guy, Joe Hills. And I've learned that maybe I put too many blocks all over the ground. And I'm going to have to deal with... Man, I pushed a good way into this. Thank you, Crazy Lighting, for flickering as my helmet. Wow, my frame rate has dropped by like a quarter. Dang it, I was so excited about running around and shooting at the sky that I forgot to set this up properly. And I'm going to need to grab me some more golden conductive pipes here. Out of the chest that I put them in appropriately. Not inappropriately, but inappropriately in. No, I'm kidding. It was fine. Okay, so what I really want to do here is break that. I couldn't figure out why the little robot thing hadn't come. Oh no, this is going to waste my chipset. Wait, can I use the soldering iron to remove that? Maybe? Let's, you know what? Let's try that. Let's try removing the chipset with the soldering iron. I left it up here. Ladder, I don't really need you on account of having this excellent jetpack. Okay, soldering iron is now in hand. And we have teleported to the Red Rock Quarry, where we are going to go try to extract that chip. Can I, like... Oh, awesome! Okay, cool, because I know if you break these machines otherwise, you just kind of lose the, you lose the component. So that is good to know. There's your pro tip for the episode, guys. Use your soldering iron, not your, I don't know, whatever you were going to use. Okay, so now we put a wooden conductive pipe into there. Great. We get out our... I guess we can put one of these here and one of these here. Oh, that's easier. That saves us on power. We still need the two levers, I think. Yeah, there's not going to be a way around that. So let's see. Now is that pumping the power in there properly? Are we getting our little guys zipping around? These are maybe not putting out as much power as I would like. Oh, yeah, that's why. Because I need to reattach my chipsets here. So now we're getting this kind of steadier stream of power, which I'm assuming is good. That's comparable to how I did it over here. Yeah. I've got them both going into the same one there. Oh, that might be bad, actually. We might not want this. Well, I think it knows not to run into there. It might just be a graphical glitch. Well, they're both providing power steadily now. So let's see, is our little... Oh, there's our little laser baby thing zipping around. Let's make sure he doesn't zip around anything we need. Because, yeah, he's going to remove this whole chunk here. Or this whole top chunk here. So we're just going to briefly look inside and make sure none of this is expensive looking. Because if it is, we might want to grab it for ourselves before the laser thing blows it up. Although it appears this is just like basic boring stone at this point. I suppose I could just let him expose all the basic boring stone and then come in and take a look at it myself. So that actually... Oh, and I can't keep jumping. I've got to say, like, switching between the two backpacks is an inconvenience worthy of the fact that they're both awesome. So, this is a place a creeper could spawn. We should light that up. Okay. So anyway, with everything running, let's take a look at our MFSU, and it looks like it is just not going to keep up with the power requirements. It's like almost breaking even right now, but I don't think that this thing is drawing max power over here yet. I think it'll draw more power once it actually starts running fully. Let's go ahead, though, and see what's that using. 35. Over here, what's this using? 51. Yeah, so that's probably going to increase. And this one here, what's this using? 48. Okay. So, yeah, we should safely assume that this is going to increase over time. That's fine, though, because we have a whole bunch of excellent stuff from the other place. With the other place being out of, like, my centrifuge and stuff from my base. We are just going to grab... Let's see, what do we want to put in? We're probably going to want to play with some of these thorium cells. Might want to play with some of these plutonium cells. Let's grab some of this fancy copper plating because we need it to make everything. And, yeah, we'll get started with that. Actually, though... Oh, LZH condenser. This is really neat. The LZH condenser is like a coolant cell that you recharge with redstone rather than just essentially dying over time. Now, you make that out of two of these other condensers. I got bored and made these off camera because they're pretty cheap. You just add a fan and a heat vent to kind of make this thing. And it just works like a normal coolant cell, except instead of dying, except instead of being like one-time use, it's rechargeable. So you can just throw it in there with more redstone and stuff. So let's come on over to here. Let's see, I've got all this space now. So I probably... And we've got 35 minutes before we run out of those. So, let's go ahead and have some fun with this. I'm going to need to grab a wee bit more iron, I'm thinking. And yes, I'm loving how much iron I'm getting out of this. And we can just zip back to my base real quick. Well, you know what? Let's, yeah, we're going to need fans and stuff. So, why don't we time skip to me having all the stuff ready? I am back at the quarry. As you can see, our little cutter outer guy has done an excellent job of cutting out everything in here. And this frame is about to begin construction. Now, it seems like the MFSU is just barely producing enough uranium for the time being. Although there's only 29 minutes left with the uranium that we have in place here. So what I want to do is I want to find a way to put out more output that lasts longer. Now, that might seem like a crazy challenge, but it's pretty doable. What we want to do is take these thorium cells here and link them with dense copper plate. Wait, is that not how that works? Why is my U button not working? Yeah, okay, thorium cell, dense copper plate. What's wrong with that? Do they have to be in the very top? Oh, thank you. Thank you, shaped IC2 thing. Fine, we can do it there. Now, I think if I put two of them like this, we can actually get a quad thorium cell. So, this will last 4 times as long as a normal quad uranium cell, but it'll only put out 1/4 the power and heat. So it won't have the crazy excessive heat and requirements of the others. So let's see, did I leave any other? Oh, here we go. Here is another quad thorium cell. We can just put those like so. Now I have to shift click on these because for some reason if I like normal left click them out of the table, they get a use on them. And then you can't shape them into anything else. So if anybody's been having that problem, that is the solution. You just shift click. Okay, great. So how does this work? Oh, yeah. 3 across the bottom here. So cool. I'm kind of running out of... I'm going to have to go get more copper out of my crazy copper box over there. But in the meantime, let's see. Currently our temperature is 0. So we're not putting out any excess heat. But just in case adding this stuff starts to, we're going to go ahead and put this here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let's say we put that there. And let's see, I've only got one more advanced heat vent. I didn't really go buy a whole bunch of heat vents. That might have been a mistake. Because the biggest thing is you want to have a lot of these advanced heat vents. They remove 12 heat per tick. And they cost a diamond, though, which is really unfortunate. But with these normal heat vents and the LZH condensators alone, I might be risking a little bit here. So, like, if I put this heat vent here, along with a component heat vent, this will cure or cool or save all adjacent components by 4 heat every time. Let's see, if I put this quad thorium cell here, how quickly does stuff start to decay? This thing is at 80. You see that number after the colon there is 80. But this component heat vent might be keeping it cool enough that it's not immediately a problem. I guess if it became a problem, I could always move this one over, because this one wasn't even there before, and this thing was holding up fine. But yeah, before we can put in an additional quad thorium cell. So let's see, now we're outputting 36 EU per tick according to that, which you got to multiply that by 5, guys. So that's 180 EU per tick we're putting out. So this should, see, now that's visibly increasing rather than just kind of like staying steady, which is great. And plus, our cycle time, well, the cycle time seems to be based on when the uranium was originally put in there. So there's 27 minutes left before these quad uranium cells dry out. But this thing will still run, I think, for like maybe 9 hours? Let's see, no, 6 hours. So it'll still be putting out some EU for the next 6 hours, which is good. Let's see what we got over here. Hey, it's one of them Enderman folks. I could use their stuff to, I don't know, grind up their bones to make my bread or whatever. Boom! Give me your bones for my bread. Dang it, he didn't drop any bones, even though they're spherical. What a lame-o. Oh, and I think I just activated the drill with my light. I think it tried to come eat my head. So, good job. Now I've got to reset the entire drill. Okay, good. There it goes. Stupid head, always resetting the drill. So wait, while we're at nighttime anyway, what is going on over here? Where's my scaffolding and all that? Is this thing still laser shooting everything? Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know what the holdup is here. Probably not keep that blade on constantly, though. Let's go stop by and see what are the happenings. So this thing's definitely receiving power. It definitely cleared everything out. I don't know why it's not actually, you know, working. Let's go ahead and slap that on there. Okay, definitely using plenty of power. Oh, there it is. There's the scaffolding now. I guess it just was completing the final blocks back in the corner there. What? How did they get taken to the moon? Where's my T key? Okay, I might need to go jump in on this unhost top mass lunar action. You guys have seen plenty of this. You know how the reactors work. You can portal gun to the moon. Where's the base portal? Does it kill you? Okay, you know what? So I'm going to go do this now. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe. Where's my Yuki? I hate this booth. I need to get a real place that I can record. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. I'm going to the moon. Oh, wait, no, it kills them. I'm not going to the moon, because that will kill me. But I will go attack this fella. Yeah, that's right. You best be screeching. Dang it, none of these guys drop any round bones. Oh, well. Keep adventuring.